Hello and welcome to this trigger tutorial. Today I'm going to talk to you about syncs and jumps. Now, sync points allow you to set a point within your piece of music or audio, whatever it happens to be, that's associated with a button, and at that point you can cause that to trigger another button, and that other button, the target button, may send a MIDI command to a lighting desk, or it may just simply fire another piece of audio. So in order to demonstrate that today, I have, initially we're just looking at these blue buttons, but I have a piece of music and I have a voiceover. And I want in this instance to be able to simply fire the music, and shortly after the music starts I want to fire this piece of voiceover. So to set that up, I first of all set up my sync point. So I open up button properties for the piece of music, and I will go to the syncs page. You can see that I've already set my trim in point, so the music starts where I want it to start. But I'm now going to play the music through from that point and using this add a sync button here, I'm going to add the sync on the fly, as it were, when I want the voiceover to start, which is going to be there. So you can see at the sync point is at about 48 seconds in, and it's defaulted in fact to the track that I want, which is the voiceover. I can spool through the tracks on my cue sheet, and I can indeed spool, if I had more than one cue sheet I'd be able to spool through the cue sheets in my project. So this is the button that I'm interested in being my target button, and when it sees the sync point I want it to fire. And I'll click done and we'll play this through. And you can see that the track plays through and it fires the target button. But in this instance I'm going to take that a little bit further, because I want the music to duck when the voiceover is fired. So I'll open up the button properties for the music, and I'll go to the envelopes page, and I'm just going to zoom in a little bit on the beginning of this, because I want the music to duck at about 48 seconds in, maybe a fraction before, because the voiceover actually started at 48. So we'll say about here, we'll add a node, and then we'll duck the music over the fairly rapid dip in the audio level there, and we will then want that to come back up. We want the music to rise in level at about, let's say 10 is, I'm guessing here it's 16 seconds long, let's say 104 or thereabouts. So we'll do that for now. That's my dip, and I'll click done, and now we'll see what the result is.
Incredibly, this will be Dec's 11th link of the night. We know him as Declan Donnelly, while to his legions of fans he's known quite simply as Ant. According to Wikipedia, he is 5'7", and if you believe that, you really will believe anything.
So we're in the ballpark. I could obviously tweak that and fine-tune it. But that's essentially one use of syncs. Now I'm going to move on to talking about jumps. Now, jumps allow you to tag a piece of music. So if a piece of music has a good ending that you want to use, but you're not exactly sure how long you want that piece of music to last on the night, then you can set up in advance the points in the music that would tag to that end coda stab or whatever at the end of your piece of music. And the way that's set up is we have a piece of music here, and I'll open up button properties and go to the jumps page, and we'll play the music through, and I will add the jump point at the position where I want the first jump to be. So I play the music through, and I add my jump point there. Now this might make more sense if I now play you the end of the track. So if I set the out point or the jump to point a little bit back from the end, and I right click on the audition button and I change the function of this to play from jump to, you can just hear the end point. So now I will set the actual position of the jump to point. Try that again. So that's approximately right, and we'll just audition that, make sure it works. It's not quite. Okay, right, that took a bit more fiddling around than I had anticipated, but I think we've got there. Okay, so that's our first jump roughly working. Again, you could spend more time getting this absolutely right. Now I've got that first one set, I can go ahead and add my subsequent jumps. So we'll play the music through from the beginning, and all subsequent jumps will share this jump to point. So I'm adding jumps now on the fly. Okay, that'll do for now. So if I just audition this last one, so you can see that that more or less works. And you can see that I've got all these jump points now at the beginning of the track. I could go through and do this for the whole track, or you could do this within a loop. I should just mention that the function I'm using within jumps at the moment is jump to position, but you have an option here. You can, as with syncs, you can jump to a target button, and in that instance it will fire a target button rather than physically jumping position within a track. But for now I'm going to click done. And you can see here I've added another button, which is a target button, and this is going to jump my my music track. So I add a link by pressing Control on the tag section here, and I'll drag and add a control link here, and in this instance I want it to cause the target button to jump. So now if I play this track through from the beginning, it will continue to play until such time as I hit this trigger button, which will cause it to jump, and I'm going to do that now. And you see briefly that the jump signal flashed up there. That was to show that it was waiting to get to the next jump point, and then it executed that jump and jumped to that position within the track. So that allows you to neatly and musically correctly tag tracks so that they work musically on the night. Okay, I hope you found this tutorial interesting, and you'll join me for another one sometime. Thank you very much for watching.